starting to look outside their door to see what's outside. That's good. They're very interested. And as you can see, very cozy. It's winter here in South Africa, so we have bright sun, but it's freezing cold. But they're very warm in here. When we let them out, they'll be able to, I'll leave the door open, they'll be able to come and go as they please. So if they want to come in for a snooze, they can. If they want to stay out, they can. Now the space you're going to see is what we call the feeding camp, and that's the 20 metre by 20 metre enclosure. It does have a pool and a platform, but it's the smaller enclosure that we keep them in when they first arrive, and that we call it the feeding camp because we call them in here to feed, and that's where we can see them close up, check they're okay, and once the vet is happy, probably in the next few days, they can go out into their main camp. But this is variable. It depends entirely on what the vet thinks when they see them, whether they think they're settled, happy, whether they feel they're fit. And of course, you know, for the flight they had a sedative. We have to make sure that that's completely cleared from their system and they're up and acting perfectly normally again.
So we're going to go outside now, and what you're going to see in the next few minutes is two lions that lived a decade in a tiny circus cage in France. They're going to step out into Africa, into the land of their ancestors for the first time in their lives. So we're going to quietly go out. Maybe they won't even step out yet. It's all going to be up to them. You can see the rest of the house here. There's two rooms. If one of them was to be poorly, we could separate them. And last night you saw Coralie come in here, and shortly after we finished the live, she went through the gate and bumped heads with Goliath.
That's so I knew it was okay.
So we had a lot of problems last night with signal. You can see there, this is half of their feeding camp. It's divided into two. Got a little trampoline there for Goliath to play on. Everyone's excited to see this, so you've got the ADI team there. They've really stepped back to give the animals as much space as possible. Stepping into the bigger habitat now. We'll be seeing them out here on Saturday. So this is a really big moment, Jan.
Huge moment, as Tim was just saying just now, you know, they were born in the circus, they've never been in Africa, and one of our missions in life is to bring a lot of these animals, well, the descendants of the originals, bring them back to their homeland. This is where they're the happiest and they can flourish the best. So we're going to lift the gate now and see them step out onto African soil. For those who've just joined us, this small area you're seeing is their feeding camp, and or tigers to their new habitat and their new life. And we get them used to coming in every day. We call them when they're in their main habitat to come in, and they have their food inside the night house. The building there is their night house. It has 2 bedrooms and a connecting door, and they've used both during the night. They've mainly slept together. And in the feeding camp we have a trampoline that we made for Goliath, because we saw him playing with a trampoline in France at Tonga. He was playing with a trampoline, so we've made him one here for something familiar. Then eventually we're in the quarantine unit at the moment, so eventually they will go out into the main habitat at the quarantine unit, and that's about 2.5 acres. Then eventually, once the vet is satisfied that we've completed the quarantine protocols, they can eventually go into their forever habitat, which is about 8 acres. But we take our time, nice and slow and steady pace. Shuffle along so that Tim can use the filming slot we have him standing by. The humming sound that people are hearing, that's the drone. We've got our drone out today because we're going to get as many angles as we can. We need to know as much about them as we can. So we'll be flying the drone over. They're walking okay. Very exciting day today for Goliath and Coralie. We know they don't realise this is the first steps to the best part of their lives. But once they come outside, we think they'll be amazed. At the moment, they're just in a house. This gives us a chance to see them walking, make sure that the sedative is fully gone from their bodies, make sure they're nice and steady, nice safe place. Did very well last night. Someone asked how they did during the night. They did extremely well. They settled down.
Again, we're opening up.
Here they come. Here they come. First steps on the ADI Wildlife Sanctuary on African soil. Two lions whose ancestors were taken from Africa, probably trafficked, stolen from the wild, back in Africa. And going to quickly go along around the corner so you can see them. Goliath has just gone into the platform den. Lions love views. They love to be up at a height and watch the scenery. So we also make a cosy den underneath, so that after they've had a look around, they can go underneath and we'll go around and look into there. Be able to see Coralie. She's tucked herself right at the back in the shadow, and that's fine. They get to do whatever they want. Opening the gate so that Goliath can go through to the next den and the next feeding camp. We have a double feeding camp here. This is our quarantine unit. And Coralie is staying inside. Let's have a little look around. See him explore. You see he's being a good boy, he's exploring the whole space. This is a very rare view actually, everyone is getting, because we're actually in the main habitat, looking into the other side of the feeding camps. And there he is. As soon as we got through here, he walked straight back in the other direction. And he is a cat.
He's just exploring, isn't it, Jan?
He's mapping everything.
Really checking things out.
Yeah. What a good boy. Absolutely mapping this whole new territory. Oh, she's coming. The queen is coming. Look in the house. During the night, he did some roaring, and the other males heard him and replied. So they know there's a new guy here. If anyone can hear the faint humming, that's the drone. It's important for us to get a really good look at how they're walking, the space they're using. It's just so helpful when we're evaluating their health and how they're feeling confident. See how confident he is. All agree that Goliath owns this space. one small roar. Someone asked if they're big lions. They are indeed. He is a very big boy. He's large. Next door. Let's just follow. This is his fan club. Here we are. It's the ADIT Goliath and Coralie's new fan club. You'll see that at the moment we've got our teff grass, the hay bales, outside the walls of the den because it's winter now, so very, very cold. His beloved. He's going to be following her any moment now. They have been marking indeed, and Goliath is making sure his scent is all over that platform. Very, very thorough inspection. Marking the whole facility. feeding camp, because it looks like he's following her in there. Coralie's looking at the feeding camp, checking out, seeing whether it's acceptable. Bit of a problem if she doesn't like something, won't it? Look at that, he's seen the door. He's seen the gate to the habitat. See it, it's got a yellow cross on it. Now that cross is for the humans, so that we know whether the gate is up or down. We have a bright yellow cross on it. Resident Welfare Manager Johannes introduced these so that when we drive away we have to close the gate. It was a good idea for us. Out.
You won't be able to see this on the live, but Coralie is absolutely transfixed.
Oh,
Been
wow.
staring at him for ages.
Oh, wow.
Fascinated.
I don't know whether anyone heard that. We probably can't see it on the live. It's way past the road and our little vehicle's there. But up on his platform across the way is Coralie. And on top he's transfixed. He's watching them intently. Absolutely transfixed by what's going on here. And he of course can hear him. And they did reply during the night when he roared. this is the first time he's seen something like this. And he is very playful. He likes playing chasey with his keeper at Tonga. Can't beat a game of football. We only really put catnip on the balls when they first arrive, and then gradually they get used to just playing with the ball. I'm not quite sure why some wives said that he'll be lonely now. He's here. He's Coralie. We spent our whole lives on bare boards behind bars in a space the size of a queen-size bed. And he's going to now be living in 2.5 acres of quarantine habitat, African soil. And eventually he'll move into 8 acres. He'll have his own territory, and he's surrounded by other lions who've already conversed with him during the night. So there's nothing lonely about this. Oh, here's the queen. He's very interested in this second den. She's taking him inside. Catch up a little. She is indeed the boss. It looks like she's settled down in there again.
Could go to the other side and get a different view.
Yes. Yes, we're going to walk around. Go to the other side of the feeding camp. See if we can catch up with them a little.
These are moments to savour,
Have a
aren't they?
look. There's the fan club. There's the fan club. Faso. Good morning, La Faso. Johannes. Morning, morning. There's Trevor, head of security. There's Will. And I'm sorry, our lady from the media.
Zenande.
Zenande.
I'm going to speak to Karen.
Quarantine. Tapping of the feet as we go in. This is the little service unit. And of course, he's gone around the other side, as any self-respecting cat would do. Let's have a look. Just do my feet on the quarantine bath. It looks like we have a staff huddle. There he is. You can see he's just gone inside the house. Here's Jim.
Oh, fantastic. Everyone's coming down in pairs to come and see them. They've all stood back, which is really good, to give them a chance to look around on their own. We've been capturing it on film. But what absolute magic. What about Goliath? He's totally the explorer.
What do you think, guys?
Really cute. That was really nice.
Very cute.
Very sweet shot.
You're enjoying your new residence. So now he's sitting down and relaxing. Pretty boy. Yeah. We're just saying, he knows he's pretty. He's posing. Perfect pose. Let's go around. All dry and winter now. So winter is our cold and dry season. All the grass is going golden and brown. lovely face. He's watching intently down the hill. It may be that he's seen the tigers. So where he is, if he looks down the hill, one way he sees lions. If he looks straight down like that, he possibly sees the tiger enclosures. There you are. This is a lion enjoying the African sunshine. It's the dry season, winter. He's seen something exciting. And of course when he goes into the large habitat, that is full of ground squirrels, hares, rabbits, mongooses, birds, all kinds. He will never have seen African wildlife. He was born in the circus. His parents, probably his family rather, ancestors, stolen from the wild and trafficked illegally to Europe. They were bred in captivity. Bare boards, just bars around them. No freedom of movement, no freedom of choice. He's going to be choosing what he wants to do, where he wants to be. No one will ever shout or scream at him again. And certainly no one will ever hit him again. Something's caught his eye. Something's intriguing him.
Absolutely fascinated, isn't he, really?
Absolutely fascinated
Everything is.
by the environment. Yeah.
You've seen the other lions, and that's where he keeps fixating.
Yes. He may even have seen a tiger because he's looking right towards Marks and Stripes' direction.
Yeah.
If the other boys, there's a row of boys, Coralie Gino. All along that bow. You may have seen them if they're on top of their platforms. You may have seen them. Checking out the competition.
We know what we see.
What has he seen?
The silver blade
Oh,
spinning round and round in the wind.
oh wow.
Riveted by it.
Yeah. So, in case you didn't hear that, Trevor just checked where he was looking. He's actually seen the windmill. We have a water pump driven by a windmill just at the end of this road, and he's watching it because it's in the sunlight. It's flashing. Well, here comes the green. Oh, he's coming out. He's in the house. That's quite good. She sat on him. I don't know whether you can hear this, but we're starting to hear the sounds of the wildlife. The birds and other animals are moving around. The donkeys are honking. they've settled down for the moment, one in each feeding camp. Let's go around to the other view and see. So for those who've just joined, the feeding camp is where they'll be for the first couple of weeks until the vet is happy that they've got over their journey and we don't have any health problems. There'll be a couple of health checks again that we'll need to do. Coralie the first, of course. First Coralie. Coralie the first of South Africa. Have a look at the man. See what he's doing. No, this is very cat. You have to see this. So, lay down grass. He's drinking coffee. Grass platform. And Goliath chooses to lay on a little piece of concrete at the gates. Very cat. Just to bring everyone up to date who's just joined us. This is the quarantine unit and the space they're each occupying. The gate is open in between, so they've got twin feeding camps here, and this is in the quarantine unit, and we call them feeding camps because all of the habitats have these where we can call them in to have their food and any medications. And then the night house, this is a 2-bedroom night house, but it's also open because they slept together last night. And once the vet is happy, they'll go out into the main habitat here, which I'm standing in at the moment looking into the feeding camp. And the main habitat here is 2.5 acres. And they'll be here until they're absolutely settled down and confident. And then when they're ready, we can't put a time scale on it because it's entirely up to them. And we base it on what they're telling us, how they're behaving and what we understand from where they are in terms of getting used to their new home. Once all the quarantine is finished and they're settled in this habitat, they'll move into their permanent, their forever home, which is 8 acres. And at the moment we're going through that, bringing everything up to date, making sure everything's fresh and new. Alright, well it's time to wind up now. We'll say farewell for now to Goliath and Coralie, and thank you all for joining us today, and do keep donating. Coralie and Goliath need a family. They need you to be their family and stay with them for the rest of their lives. They'll be here, we hope, for as long as possible, at least 10 years, and they need you to be with them for life. So please keep donating. Please adopt Coralie and Goliath and be their foster parents, whatever you would like to consider it, but be with them for life. And we thank you so much for everything that everyone has done to help us get them here today, to Tonga and to Free Life and everyone who has contributed, and of course brilliantly Qatar Airways Cargo, who gave us a free flight, and they got them here to Africa. They wouldn't be here without that free flight. So thank you so much, Qatar Airways Cargo. See you later.
Finish with a quick look of where they'll be going later this week.